Hey guys, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, home of all things stock, investment, and personal finance related. Now for today's video, we've got a double header for you. We're going to be covering recent news from Hut 8 Mining and the August production results from Bitfarms Ltd. These are my top 2 crypto mining plays in the market right now. I'm super excited to get into this one. Before we do though, please take a second, hit the like button, you guys. It's a huge help to myself and the channel. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to do so. And let me know in the comment section below what you think of these two companies, how you think Hut 8 Mining stacks up to Bitfarms, and which one of the two you prefer moving forward. Now with that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right, a lot to go through in today's presentation. We're going to be talking about Hut 8 Mining first and then moving into some recent news and production update from Bitfarms Ltd. So to kick things off, obviously the price has been very volatile on both of these stocks over the last couple of months, very similar to a lot of penny stocks in this type of arena. And as a result, I've seen a lot of people commenting either really supporting or bashing these companies based on a couple of days worth of trading. So I wanted to set the record clear here, you guys. I personally don't care if Hut 8 Mining and Bitfarms Ltd is trading at $1, $2, $3, $4. I believe these companies are significantly undervalued. I believe that Bitcoin is going to go on a major bull run over the next 5 to 10 years. And I think the recent pullback we've seen in share price is an absolute gift to anyone who believes in the management teams and the long-term vision for cryptocurrencies and this digital economy that we're starting to see develop. So I know I put a video out a couple of weeks ago when Hut 8 Mining was trading close to $5. I realized they virtually cut their share price in half to close out the month of August at $2.71. But as a long-term buyer of these companies, I would prefer to pay $2.71 per share than $4 or $5 like we saw a couple of weeks ago. So again, I personally am not concerned with the short-term volatility in these companies. If you're day trading or swing trading, that's a whole nother cup of tea. But for my strategy as a long-term buy and hold investor, I look at this as a great opportunity to accumulate shares at a fraction of the price you could have last year or even a couple of weeks ago. Now with that being said, you can see market cap is now sitting in the $500 million range. And with that, we're going to talk about a couple of recent developments from Hut 8 Mining. Now, first up, this was announced a couple of weeks ago, you guys, August 17th. Hut 8 Mining launched what's known as an ATM or at the market equity program, essentially authorizing the company to issue shares at the current market price, sell these shares to the general public, and keep the proceeds or cash to fund their business operations. Now, obviously, this isn't a great move in a lot of situations. It does dilute existing shareholders. You can see they've authorized up to $200 million US worth of common share sales. So this is a huge offering, you guys, considering the market cap is sitting in the $500–600 million Canadian range right now. However, what this does allow Hut 8 Mining to do is raise money for the business without having to liquidate their actual reserve of Bitcoin like we just saw Bitfarms do, or slow down their growth plans. So again, not ideal. It does dilute existing shareholders, but the thing to remember is as they issue more shares, yes, there's more shares outstanding, but the company also receives cash and in turn strengthens their balance sheet. So there's multiple different ways to fund your business, especially in times like this where there's recessionary fears, the economy is downtrending, crypto is downtrending, businesses do start to get desperate. And I personally like this strategy more than liquidating Bitcoin because I'm a long-term bull on the price of Bitcoin over the next couple of years. Now, with that being said, I definitely hope they don't choose to exercise a lot of these sales at the current price. I would prefer to see the share price in the $4, $5, $6 range before they start issuing additional common shares. But ultimately, that's going to be up to management and dictated by how much money they need to fund their operations each and every month. So that's my 2 cents on the ATM program. And next time we have a member of the Hut 8 management team on the channel, I'm definitely going to ask them about this decision. And as an extension of that point, if we actually jump over to the Hut 8 Mining corporate website, you can see they specifically call out their whole hold on for dear life or hodl strategy. And it seems this is a mindset or priority that the management team is holding on to dearly, no pun intended, and continuing to see that reserve grow month after month. Now, the other piece of news that came out since our last update on Hut 8 Mining was August 23rd, and it talks about a big partnership with a company by the name of ZenLayer to bring on-demand high-performance computing to Web3 and blockchain customers. So this is an opportunity or a partnership that was created through that acquisition of their data center business that we've talked about in multiple other videos. So they actually own 5 data centers spread across Canada, and what that allows them to do is actually partner up with ZenLayer to bring industry-leading edge computing solutions to Web3, blockchain, and enterprise customers. So diversifying their revenue, expanding their scope, and setting up future growth opportunities down the road outside of their core crypto mining business. Now, Jamie Leverton, who's the CEO of Hut 8, goes on to say, "We're thrilled to welcome ZenLayer as a trusted partner to mutually enhance our offerings for high-performance computing to our existing and future customers. ZenLayer is a global leader in edge cloud services, and we are proud to be the first to bring their services to Canada and continue growing the cloud solutions landscape for Web 3.0, blockchain, and enterprise customers." Now, what this partnership enables Hut 8 customers to do is instantly deploy and run their applications using ZenLayer's Edge Cloud platform. Users can now easily self-provision, compute, and use the network services through APIs or an online console, accessible in more than 40 countries around the world. And in addition to that, ZenLayer's customers, so this is a two-way partnership, will now be able to tap into the Canadian market as ZenLayer deploys additional cloud regions with Hut 8 through their Kelowna and Mississauga data centers. So this is number one, going to allow Hut 8 customers access to ZenLayer's platform and various different offerings. And in turn, it's going to provide ZenLayer a platform to launch new cloud applications here in Canada. So again, this was a great development, you guys. Super excited as an investor in Hut 8 Mining to see they're continuing to push the envelope here, expand into new revenue opportunities, and grow their underlying business. Now, with that being said, we're now going to shift gears to the second company in today's video, Bitfarms Ltd. So this is another crypto miner that I really love. It's my second biggest position behind Hut 8 in my personal portfolio. Again, very similar story. You can see they closed out August at $1.74 Canadian. Bitfarms traded as high as $3 in the last month, so share price has pulled back substantially. And same outlook here as what I shared in the intro with Hut 8 Mining, you guys. This is an opportunity, and the way I like to think of it is you're not going to get mad if the price of gas goes down after you just filled up, because you know that you're going to have to fill the tank up many more times during your life. So I look at this as a great buying opportunity and a way to get more shares into my portfolio and bring my average cost basis down. Now, market cap here is sitting at $360 million Canadian. So again, we've seen a big drop in that in relation to their share price. And before we get into the August production update, I wanted to quickly jump over to the Bitfarms Ltd website and really explain the key point of differentiation between these two companies. So number one, as we talked about, Hut 8 Mining has expanded into the data center business, which opens up additional opportunities down the road, which we're starting to see come to fruition. So they've got a more diversified business model. However, all of Hut 8's mining operations and the data center operations, to be exact, are located here in Canada. So they're more diversified in terms of their various different business units, but they're less diversified in terms of where they actually operate or their geographic location. Now, Bitfarms, on the other hand, is 100% focused on crypto mining, and they've actually got a lot of diversification in terms of the countries in which they operate. So you can see they've got 229 megawatts planned in terms of their total capacity, so a much larger operation than we see with Hut 8 Mining. They've got 9 operational farms, 3 more which are under development, and they now operate in 4 different countries compared to Hut 8 Mining, which operates only here in Canada. And as you continue to scroll down, you can see their difference is defined by their farms, and you can actually get a nice little view for their various different operations here in Canada, the United States, and in South America. So with Bitfarms, you're getting geographic diversification, a bigger operation, better capacity, more hash rate, and a higher monthly Bitcoin production rate, as we're going to see in the next article. And with Hut 8 Mining, you're getting a slightly smaller operation, but a little bit more diversification in terms of future opportunity. And with that being said, that's a perfect segue to this article here, which talks about Bitfarms August 22 production and mining operations update. And as you can see here, you guys, they mined 534 Bitcoin in the month of August for an average of 17.2 Bitcoin per day. So they really are starting to pull ahead of Hut 8 Mining in a material way and bring in more and more Bitcoin each and every week. And you can see the top bullet point here is in relation to their Argentinian warehouse. So this is the fourth country, Argentina, in which they're starting an operation up, and they're nearing what's called energization of their first warehouse at that facility. So with that being said, Jeff Morphy, who's the president and CEO of Bitfarms, goes on to say the initial segment of our first 50 megawatt warehouse in Rio Cuarto, Argentina is nearing production and will be a key contributor to achieving our goal to deliver 4.2 exahash per second by September 30th. So the end of this month, you guys, they're targeting in excess of 4 exahash per second, which is phenomenal. And more specifically, the first 10 megawatts of this warehouse are planned to be energized and start production ahead of schedule, with capacity being added incrementally throughout Q4 of 2022. And he also goes on to say construction at our second 50 megawatt warehouse in Rio Cuarto is scheduled to commence in September and expected to be completed around the beginning of Q2 of 2023. So the Argentina location, you guys, is an absolutely massive facility, over 100 megawatts of total capacity. And this is really going to propel Bitfarms into the big leagues, making them one of the biggest Bitcoin producers in the world in terms of overall hash rate and monthly Bitcoin production. And with that being said, they go on to give some additional stats in terms of their August mining production results. So 3.9 exahash online as of the end of August. That's up nearly 280% from August of last year and 1% from last month. In terms of the average hash rate for the month of August, it came in at 3.8 exahash per second. And the big number that everyone's looking at is that 534 total Bitcoin mined in the month of August. That's up 50% year over year and 7% month over month. So that's a record for Bitfarms Ltd. And again, marking a material increase in their overall reserve. So if you recall, Bitfarms sold off about half of their reserve a couple of months ago, 1,500 Bitcoin. That was their approach in terms of raising money to fund their operations. So while Hut 8 Mining is doing the ATM or at the money raise, Bitfarms decided to actually liquidate some of their Bitcoin reserve. As a result, we saw a big dip in the overall number of Bitcoin that Bitfarms held in that reserve. However, they're making that up in strides, and based on this run rate, it should only take them about 3 months to actually recoup that total 1,500 Bitcoin. So in terms of the dollar values here for the month of August, an average of 17.2 Bitcoin mined daily. That equates to about $350,000 US per day and $11 million for the month based on the current Bitcoin price, which is sitting around $20,000 US. So again, that's extremely depressed compared to the highs we saw in November of last year. So with that being said, their total Bitcoin reserve is now sitting at 2,128 Bitcoin. Now I should note they actually sold 427 additional Bitcoin during the month of August. So they had 534 Bitcoin come in, 427 Bitcoin go out, for a net balance of 2,128, which represents a total value of approximately $43 million based on the current Bitcoin price. So you can see the team at Bitfarms is continuing to exercise those Bitcoin sales to fund their operations, which is a stark contrast from the hold on for dear life strategy we just talked about with Hut 8 Mining. And the final visual I wanted to share is just this monthly run rate here, you guys. So you can see for the last 8 months, or the duration of 2022, the monthly Bitcoin production from Bitfarms. And as alluded to, August was a record for the company at 534 Bitcoin compared to July, which was the prior high marker record at 500 even. So with that being said, you guys, I'd be super curious to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think of Hut 8 Mining versus Bitfarms? What do you think of the differences or the strategy that each one of these companies is deploying in terms of their focus, their core operations, and the way they're starting to raise money? And which of these two or both are you personally holding in your portfolio? Now, if you're still watching the video at this point in time, hopefully you found some value, so make sure you hit the like button, you guys. And if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, McNallie Money, feel free to do so. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.